Imagine texting your computer from a busy coffee shop to do your job.
Right, while you're just waiting for your drink.
You eventually return home to find the work completely finished.
It's honestly kind of wild to think about.
There's absolutely no movie magic happening here today.
Mm-mm.
Beat, this is a reality as of March 2026.
Yeah, it's totally real.
Welcome to our deep dive. We're unpacking Anthropic's newly released Claude Dispatch research preview.
Thanks for having me. It essentially turns your smartphone into a universal remote control.
You can command a massive desktop brain from absolutely anywhere.
It's a huge shift for complex desktop AI workflows.
We'll explore why this finally solves those terrible DIY agent headaches.
And we'll see what this means for the future of asynchronous work.
Let's start by unpacking the core shift happening here. For years, we basically treated AI like a smart search engine.
You typed a detailed prompt, and you just sat there waiting.
Exactly. That is synchronous work, and it requires your full attention.
You are completely tethered to an active browser window. If you close the tab, the whole process died.
Now we're completely moving to asynchronous AI models.
You don't wait for a chatbot response anymore at all.
You simply delegate a highly complex job to an agent. Beat. And you just walk away and live your life.
Claude Dispatch just officially launched on March 17th, 2026.
It's currently available for Max and Pro tier subscribers.
Yeah, it's starting on macOS for this early release phase.
Yeah.
Windows support is actively rolling out in later scheduled phases.
The whole concept bridges your mobile app with your desktop. It connects directly to something called Claude Cowork.
Claude Cowork lives directly on your actual physical desktop computer.
This introduces a very specific word we need to focus on. We really need to define what agentic actually means.
Let's take a quick second to properly define that. AI taking multi-step actions without you supervising every single step.
That's a perfect definition. It's like having a tireless intern sitting at your desk while you're out running errands.
Whoa, imagine texting, scrape 200 leads from an airport, and the spreadsheet is just waiting for you at home.
It's a fundamental change in how we mentally process work. You aren't just getting a simple paragraph of generated text anymore.
You're receiving a completely finished deliverable, safely stored on your drive.
Think about the immense mental freedom that actually gives you. Why does the computer have to stay awake if I'm using my phone?
Because the phone is just the remote control here. The desktop is the actual brain doing the heavy lifting locally.
So the phone gives orders, but your awake computer does the actual sweating.
Right, and that distinction is incredibly important to grasp completely.
Let's clearly separate the remote control from the desktop engine.
People might easily get confused by the two different names. Dispatch is simply the mobile control layer you use.
It's just the interface on your phone sending the initial commands.
Right. And Cowork is the actual desktop engine doing the real work.
That engine is what accesses your local computer files directly.
It uses saved skills and connects to professional business tools.
Think of MCP connectors for your external software apps.
Yeah, those are crucial. They allow Cowork to interact with complex third-party platforms directly.
It can easily integrate with Notion or Google Sheets. It can even connect directly into your private GitHub repositories.
That opens up massive workflow possibilities for developers.
Wait, people will assume their phone is doing the scraping. We need to be clear that the phone is doing zero processing here.
Absolutely zero processing whatsoever. The phone simply passes the text message over to the desktop.
Let's look at 3 specific real-world use cases right now. First up is lead scraping on demand from absolutely anywhere.
You literally text, scrape 200 agency owners in California.
And maybe you add a filter for teams under 50 people.
The specific task instantly hits your local desktop machine. Cowork basically opens a hidden browser window in the background.
It actually navigates the complex search results completely automatically for you.
It reviews the pages and parses the data cleanly.
Then it formats everything perfectly into a spreadsheet.
Exactly. Minutes later, structured data comes right back to your phone.
The entire cycle happens without you ever touching a laptop.
It's kind of amazing to watch it work.
Data gathering is merely step 1 of real professional work. The second practical use case involves heavy inbox management tasks.
Claude safely reviews your inbox and filters low-priority messages automatically.
It highlights the specific emails that actually matter most to you.
Then it drafts replies based on your past writing habits.
Heavy email users can easily save hours every single day.
You just trigger this from your phone during a busy commute.
You arrive at an inbox that's already perfectly organized. 2-sec silence. You just review the drafts and hit send on them.
It's a massive time saver for business owners.
The third example from the guide is creative thumbnail generation.
You can text a YouTube link directly to Cowork.
It recreates the thumbnail using a saved local creative skill.
You're triggering multi-step creative tasks remotely from your pocket.
All three of these workflows share the exact same structure.
They involve multiple steps that usually require a computer locally.
Dispatch completely removes that physical limitation from the entire equation. What happens if a task requires multiple different applications at once?
Cowork automatically spins up specific subagents. They safely handle parallel or nested tasks entirely locally on your machine.
It spawns mini workers on your desktop to juggle different apps at the same time.
That's exactly how this system architecture is designed.
It sounds completely seamless on the surface right now, but anyone who tried building AI agents knows the actual truth.
Oh yeah, the underlying reality was usually a nightmare.
DIY agent stacks traditionally suffered from three major operational flaws.
They were fragile, incredibly insecure, and highly expensive to run.
Small configuration changes would break your workflows completely unexpectedly.
Fixing them took more patience than most people actually have.
The security aspect was always particularly concerning for businesses. DIY setups often required exposing your highly private API keys.
You were leaking credentials into loosely managed community cloud environments?
It was an absolute nightmare for enterprise security teams.
Cowork completely fixes this by running in an isolated virtual machine.
It's a secure digital sandbox isolated entirely from your main system.
You control exactly which files and applications Claude safely accesses.
There is absolutely no silent access allowed in this system. Why is silent access such a massive deal breaker for business?
Because businesses cannot risk AI hallucinating and deleting important files. It requires explicit allow or deny prompts for sensitive files.
Nothing gets touched without your direct, explicit user approval.
That added friction is a totally intentional, secure design choice.
It solves the cloud leak problem by keeping the brain local. Then we really have to consider the massive cost argument.
DIY stacks suffered from a massive open-ended token bleed issue.
Every message and subagent invocation cost you direct API tokens.
A background task might easily eat $100 overnight.
I still wrestle with burning through API credits late at night on broken scripts.
It's an incredibly frustrating experience for anyone.
Building DIY stacks feels like stacking Lego blocks of data over a bottomless pit of API costs.
That's a very accurate way to describe the old method, because every tiny subtask triggers a brand new API call.
A simple loop error can drain your wallet incredibly quickly.
Dispatch completely solves this with a highly predictable subscription model.
It basically changes the taximeter into an unlimited bus pass.
You get much better system stability and full cost visibility.
Doesn't a complex workflow still consume massive amounts of compute?
Yes, Anthropic admits multi-step agents use heavy processing. That's exactly why it requires a paid tier, but your cost remains totally capped.
Anthropic eats the heavy processing costs while keeping your monthly bill totally predictable.
Predictability matters way more than marginal cost differences here.
We are going to take a brief pause right here.
Stick around, we'll be right back.
Insert placeholder for the sponsor read here.
And we're back to the discussion.
We need to move from theory into immediate practical action. How can you actually deploy this powerful system today?
Let's briefly walk through the actual data routing loop. The process starts right inside your mobile phone app interface.
The message safely routes to your desktop Cowork session directly.
The desktop runs the necessary skills and active subagents locally.
It completes the designated work locally on your physical machine.
Then it naturally returns the final completed results to your phone.
The initial setup really only takes about 5 minutes total. First, you simply update both your desktop and mobile apps.
Then you just open the Cowork tab on your desktop app.
Inside that interface, you'll find the dedicated dispatch icon.
You just scan the QR code to pair your devices.
It creates a very simple, secure bridge between them quickly. But there's a massive point of failure to mention here.
It's step 5 in the guide we're reviewing today.
Your computer's sleep settings are the biggest potential hurdle.
Right, and this specific issue catches absolutely everyone off guard. If your laptop goes to sleep, the workflow completely dies.
Anthropic states this directly in their official support documentation online. Claude cannot continue the work if the machine sleeps physically.
You must keep your machine awake for long background workflows.
Now, there's a really smart trick for advanced tech users. This is specifically useful for existing Claude Code power users.
You can easily reuse your existing IDE workflow coding skills.
It's a dedicated programming environment where software developers write code.
You bring them directly inside the new Cowork interface seamlessly.
You don't have to rebuild your automations from scratch again.
It basically becomes a mobile control layer for real desktop automation.
Do I need to repair my phone with a new QR code every time I leave the house?
No, you really don't. The connection stays active persistently in the background after that first setup.
Scan the code once, and your phone is permanently tethered to your desktop agent.
Exactly. It becomes a permanent secure link to your workspace.
Let's zoom out and look at the macro technological shift.
Yeah.
How are we actually interacting with our computers now?
Dispatch brings agentic workflows directly to non-technical everyday users.
It accomplishes this securely and without massive API billing surprises.
It's perfect for professionals running repeated workflows or daily pipelines.
Freelancers and operators can trigger their heavy tasks remotely now.
We're seeing three major themes signaling the technological future. First, we're seeing truly persistent digital AI workspaces emerging.
Second, there's growing memory for your complex, recurring daily tasks.
Third, we have seamless mobile-to-desktop continuity from absolutely anywhere.
The AI is no longer just a basic textual chatbot. You don't just open it for a quick factual answer.
It operates as a persistent, continuously running virtual digital worker.
It bridges the gap between mobile freedom and desktop power.
You don't need to be highly technical to use it.
You don't need to be incredibly tolerant to financial risk.
That's the real magic of this specific software release. It democratizes access to incredibly powerful background automation tools safely.
It's viable for serious business environments because of the security controls. I want to leave you with a final thought today. 2-sec silence. Our computers can now complete hours-long tasks in the background.
While we're just walking in the park with our phones.
What does the definition of a workday even look like a year from now? Are we managing tools, or are we managing digital employees?
That is the absolute most important question right now.
We encourage you to update your desktop app today. Try delegating one really painful recurring task this afternoon.
See if this asynchronous loop actually works for you.
Thanks for joining us on this fascinating deep dive.